Throughout the 37 years, Mario has acquired enough powers to decimate a third-world country. But not all powers are created equal, so today, we're going to be looking at all the Mario powers and find out which ones reign power supreme and which ones belong in the garbage. Also, powers from WarioLand and Captain Toad won't be covered here because Mario didn't appear in those games. Starting out with the mini mushroom, which is basically what happens if you make Mario tiny. Overall, pretty mid power up. The golden block power up from New Super Mario Bros. 2. I didn't play a lot of this game. I got it, I played like the first world, and then I gave it back to GameStop. I'll just put in the like category. Now, the golden fire flower is the power-up you want if you want to get rich. I like this one a bit more. I'll put it in the love category. The ice flower. This is a really cool power-up, basically being the opposite of fire. This would have been an amazing power-up if it didn't get foreshadowed by the penguin suit. I love this one. Acorn, I don't like it, alright? We have so many flying power-ups over the years that it lost its charm, so I'm putting the dislike. This one is kind of strange power-up because it's not really grant you a power-up. It splits the 3 of the power-ups from Super Mario 64 to the 3 of the 4 playable characters, and then just gets Mario to power up to become an inflation doll. Pretty mid. This one, it basically is another flying power-up. We've seen this all before, but except it's blocky! It's like, this frustrates me. It's another flying power-up that you can only access in 2 levels in Super Mario Galaxy. One of them being in the hub world. I hate it because of that. It's going on the hate tier. Now, the boomerang power. This one, I actually like the design of the Mario power-up when he wears it. It's not my favorite power-up, but it's alright. Now, this is where you're here for. The Super Mario Bros. World power-ups. And then we're going to be started out with the bubble flower. I like this variation of power-up. I like how you just spit bubbles and enemy or Koopa that comes into it, it dies a slow and painful death from drowning. I like this power-up. The top power-up, when I saw this one, I was like, wait, this is basically the power-up for Super Mario Galaxy. I like the design at least, but yeah, it's something we've seen before. In fact, I'm just gonna move this over here. Now, this is my favorite power-up in the game. It didn't just give Mario an elephant costume, it turned Mario into an elephant. And like how all the other characters like Luigi, Peach, Daisy, they all have different elephant designs. I like it. This is my favorite Super Mario Bros. Wonder power-up. It goes on the left here, right before the golden flower. In fact, I'll just move the penguin suit right next to it here, alright? This is not exactly a power-up. What happens is that whenever you take this power-up, drugs happen. I like it, but it's not really much of a power-up. Bean Flower is another kind of flying power-up, except it's probably the worst one objective-wise because you can only fly a few feet, and then you plop down to the ground. This one also lets you climb walls made of honey. Also, if you jump into water, you lose the power-up. Kind of like another myth power-up. I like the design though, at least. Now, this is another really cool power-up. The Boo Mushroom, which kills Mario. It turns Mario into a Boo, and apparently a super attractive Boo if the Boos have any reaction to it. Also, if you touch the lights, it takes away your power-up. Overall, I love it. I'll put this above the Ice Penguin. Boulder Mario is another really cool power-up. It turns Mario into a boulder, and smash enemies. Very destructive. I like it. Yeah. In fact, I'll put this above the here, and I'll just move these right over here. Now, Cloud Mario turns you into Gear 5 Luffy. I like this power for its neat abilities. You spin, it creates a cloud platform below you. It can only have 3 at a time, but you can grab another cloud flower to get more ammo. I like this more than the flying suits. The Bullet Bill Cannon, I don't remember what games where this was available in, but basically it lets you fire Bullet Bill. In fact, this one does the same thing. This one's kind of mad design, but for some reason I like the block design more. Just thought it's more funny to watch a bullet bills fly from a cannon into your head. Now the Dragon Bone Shell, this was only in Super Mario Maker 2, but it lets you ride on a boat using the Koopa's carcass. A pretty funny power-up. I like it. I hate this power-up with a passion. It turns you into Slinky, and I was very frustrated about this power-up as a kid because I keep dying because of this power-up. Overall, I hate it. it needs to die. I don't need an explanation about this, but I'm gonna. It's a really cool power-up. I like it. It's not a flying power-up. You climb walls, you pounce on enemies, and you become a cat. The only problem is, you're on the watch list because you probably made really bad art. Alright, so yeah, I'm putting this in like above the boot mushroom. The little cherry. You don't see this a lot, but it's a pretty cool power-up. It turns you into multiple versions of yourself. So that way, if you ever get lonely at parties, you can basically just use a double cherry, and now there's two of you. Wait, in fact, that might actually make you even more lonely. I like it. The Goomba head is a pretty amusing power-up. I'm not sure if it's basically just you wearing the Goomba mask, or you basically just wearing the carcass of a Goomba's head. In that case, it's very disturbing. But you put it on, you fool enemies. It's a pretty amusing power-up. It's going into the mid category on really simply because there's not much else to it. This isn't much of a power-up. It's a shoe, you ice skate. They're better power-ups. I just like it. I don't hate it. Alright, so the light lamper thing. This one's a pretty useful power-up. It's pretty basic. You shine light in a dark place. It kills boos. So, yeah, it's kind of a mid power-up. Okay, I think this is supposed to be the Silver Bell. It's basically the Cat Mario again, but you turn into a statue. It's kind of the same thing. I don't remember what this power-up is. I never seen this before. In fact, let me just create another category, right? This one's basically, you kill a Lakitu and you steal its ride. That's basically all there is, but it's pretty amusing scene. So, I'll put in the, like, one. How is this a power-up? It's just the question block. I'm gonna have to add another row. The Tanuki Leaf, this one varies depending on whether you're playing the 2D Mario games or the 3D ones. But Tanuki is the more complete one, so I'll just put it over there. So I'll just put this in the meh, and then go over it, skip all the way out to the Tanuki piece suit. The Tanuki thingy power-up I kind of like. It's one of the first flying power-ups, but there's a bit more to it. You hit enemies with your tail, you have to run in order to fly, and this one also lets you transform yourself into a statue. It's not my favorite power-up, but it's a really good one nonetheless. I'll put it above the golden flower. The Hammer power-up, it turns you into Boulder Mario. I like this power-up. It lets you hit enemies at close distance like in Mario Luigi games, which I sorely missed. But also creates a box that you throw. Not my favorite power-up, but it gets a like. I just like this. It's another flying power-up. Let's move on. I'll just move to the games here. This one only is given to Toadette, which turns her into the Peach, which raises the question if Peach really is a Toadette who wore a power-up. But this power-up gets its infinity not because of escape functions, but people made fan art of Bowser with the power-up. It's kind of hard to put this tier because the history behind it, so we'll just put it in the like tier. This one's another flying power-up, but it's in a 3D Mario game, which gets more of a pass for me, so I like it. The Hammer power-up, I believe it was only in the Donkey Kong arcade game. I just like it. It's a power-up of its time. The Giga power-up basically becomes a huge Cat Mario to fight Fury Bowser. Really amusing, and some people thought it was a Saiyan or something. But yeah, I love it. I'll put it above the Tanuki suit. I never played a game with this power-up in, but I do know how it works. You turn yourself into Bunny Mario, which somehow makes you fly. I never played a Mario game with this power-up. I never played Super Mario WarioLand, so I'll just put this in the dislike category next to the Power Flower. Mega Mushroom is sheer destructibility. It makes you super big, you destroy everything, and depending on how much you destroy, you even get free 1-ups. Overall, I like it. I don't know what this power-up is. I don't remember it. I never played a Mario game with what this is. Meh. The Super Mario World power-up. Now, this is a classic. You basically turn into Superman Mario. You fly. It has the most amusing flight animation I've ever seen. You walk up walls in water, I think. I never really tested that, but it's very amusing. I love it. The Fire Flower. A classic power-up, and overall we've seen many times, so it's kind of run out welcome. Frog suit, I hate it. It's a hindrance. It's only good for if you're underwater. Otherwise, it's a useless power-up that's basically the enemy of speed runs. I hate it. Put it below the star power-up. Yoshi, why are you here? This is Yoshi. Oh my. I don't know how am I supposed to rate Yoshi in a power-up tier list. I feel like putting him in the hate or mid-power category would mean I just hate Yoshi as a whole, which I don't. I love Yoshi, everyone loves Yoshi. In fact, he deserves his own power-up. There you go, little buddy, you deserve it. Now, I loved this power-up as a kid. The hammer suit power-up. Just sheer destructibility, you throw a hammer and anything it touches dies. I loved this as a kid, I don't love it now, but yeah, I'll put it in the love category. The metal suit. It's indestructible, it lets you walk on the water, kind of like mid-cap power-up. So I'll put it a bit above the mid power-up. This one is a pretty amusing one. This one only existed in Super Paper Mario, but it turns you into a giant 8-bit version of your character and destroy everything. My only problem with it is that it takes a long time for the power-up to activate. You have to deal with this really long animation, but the music is really cool, and I thought it was very amusing when the Koopa saw you, took the power for himself, and tried to kill you with it. Pretty like tier, but it's at the bottom because of how long it took to activate it. Okay, I hate this power-up. This power-up is very much the one that will most likely kill you. It's the Blue Koopa Mario, where in order to activate this, you have to run at top speed, and then you roll into a Koopa shell, but you're very much likely to fall into a cliff and die. I hate it. Put this below the frog suit. This one's kind of an amusing power-up. You create 8-bit copies of yourself, but the real charm about this power-up is that create 8-bit versions of whoever player you're playing as. Mario, Peach, Bowser, or Luigi. Kind of a mid power-up, but it's above mid power-up. Invisibility, there's not much to say. It turns you invisible, you walk through bars or solid objects. That's all you need to know. Classic mushroom power-up. This is a classic. It makes you big. That's all there is to it. And it's been around since the 80s or 90s. Overall, it's not much to say about this power-up. I kind of like it, but only because of its nostalgia value. There's not much to say. How do I get 2 of these? I'm just gonna skip this one because I know I accidentally made another one of this in the tier list maker. Now these suits power-ups are Yoshi exclusive. Starting with the blip one, which kind of the most amusing power-up because it turns Yoshi into a helium balloon and Mario rides on top of this. The problem is, I have a friend that has a weird fetish of people being inflated into balloons. I remember when they talked about it coming back in Super Mario Bros. Wonder in the form of the Wonder Flower. It's like, oh, we have to do this in the Super Mario Bros. Wonder video now. Dude, get your brain out together. Overall, I kinda like it, I guess. Bold Mushroom, it's the land power-up, but better. I'll put this above the mushroom. The speed power-up makes Yoshi into speed much faster, lets you run up walls. Problem is, it's hard to control your speed, as I learned when I was a kid. It was very easy for me to fall off a cliff. Kind of in a myth. I never played a Mario game with this power-up. I never played Super Mario Bros. WarioLand. I did play Super Mario Maker 2 that did have this power-up. And all I remembered about this is I had this Super Mario's SNG4 theme. Kind of like a myth power-up. I love this power-up. This is one of the best power-ups in Super Mario Maker, and I was pretty upset that this power-up didn't make it into the sequel. It gives you a costume. The amiibo functionality lets you unlock 8-bit versions of the amiibo you unlock. For example, there's a Cloud Stripe. Overall, I love this power-up, and I was upset that this didn't return in the sequel. Hold on, let me move this a bit back. Spike power-up, basically the helmet, but it kills everything. I feel like the helmet, the Blue Beetle one, gets you more useful. This one's pretty amusing. For as much as complained about the amiibo mushroom didn't return, at least the Link one did, and you basically become Link from the 8-bit games. Pretty amusing power-up. There's no way this will ever return, But I love it. It was pretty charming. I'm gonna put this in the mid category. I already talked about my friend about this, so the Goomba shoe, you use it a lot in Super Mario Maker, but in its original game, Super Mario Bros. 3, it only appeared once. I'm gonna put it in the mid category. Now the helmet I like, so I'll just put this over here. I already put the mushroom! I already put the mushroom in here. I don't need to put it again. Sorry man, this one's pretty classic. You touch a star, you become God. Overall, I love it. This one is not much of a power up since it basically gives Yoshi flings, so he becomes a flying type. I like flying Yoshi more than anyone else, but it's not. I don't love it. And that's the power ups. This is the OnyxLife channel, and if you like this video, be sure to subscribe for more. I got more videos going, and you should also check out the Onyx King channel and my Twitch. But until then, I'll see you guys next time.